this video we'll be creating a free Threads trial account which can later be converted into a paid account if you wish. To begin with, go to the threads.cloud website and click on one of the try free buttons that you'll see in several places throughout the site, and from here enter in some details so that we can get in touch with you. Submit this form and you'll then be taken to a page which allows you to create your actual Threads account. So this form just requires a company, an email address and a password. You'll be sent details of how to log into Threads to the email address that you provide here, so make sure you put the right email address in. Once you've filled in the form, click to create your account and you'll be greeted with this page which tells you to go check your email at this email address to find out how to log into your Threads account. At this point you no longer need to do anything else on this page, so you can close it. I've checked my email and you can see that you'll receive a message with a URL that contains the company name that you provided, that's Threads Acme 2 in my case, and then .threads.cloud. So by clicking this link you can then log in and use the same account details that you used to register the trial. So let's do that now. So now you can see I've gone to the Threads acme2.threads.cloud URL and I'm going to sign in with the email address and password that I just used, and I will sign in. And this is the Threads main interface where you'll actually see your emails that Threads has read from your email accounts show up. And then from here you can also hook Threads up to your HubSpot. So the next step, as you can see from the message here that tells us that there are no emails in Threads yet, we need to go to Manage Accounts, which we can do now via the red button here, or later we can go to Administrator up here to get to the same place. So we'll click this button and then we get to the Threads Administrator for this Threads account. And at any time you can go back to the previous page by clicking this link here, and then the statistics here will tell us how many emails that have been imported from your email accounts, the total number of emails that have been imported into HubSpot, and also dates about the newest and oldest emails that we've read from your email accounts. So the next step is under the email providers section here to add your first email account, and you can see that we have the most common choices here, which are Gmail or Google hosted email accounts, and then Microsoft 365 or Exchange Outlook hosted email accounts, and finally there's an other button that we'll use to enter details for anything that's not one of those first two. Now in the case of Gmail accounts, if I just click the button, you're simply going to enter a description, the email address and the password for the account. You will need to enable IMAP access for your Google email account because we use the IMAP protocol to connect, and sometimes it's necessary to enable app-specific passwords in order for us to get access to Google email accounts, and there's a separate video that we'll link to that will give you details of how to do that. So that's what you would do to add a Google email account. The 365 or Outlook accounts are added via a separate link. So we use something called OAuth to authenticate into a Microsoft email account, and to do that we provide a link which you'll click, which will open in this browser in a separate tab, and then you'll see the familiar Microsoft sign-in. So I'm going to add my account in here. So enter the email address and the password. It doesn't matter whether we stay signed in or not. I'm going to say no. And then Threads gives us a message back saying that your account was successfully linked and added to the message sources in Threads. You can now close this page. So we'll close that page and we can click the green Done button. And now under email accounts we'll see this email account that we just added. And you see the hourglass here indicates that it's going to take a little while to connect. So we need to come back in a few minutes to this page. In the meantime, if you want to add additional accounts, you can do that using the plus button. So let's wait a few minutes and come back to see the progress. So having refreshed the page and come back a few minutes later, you can see that we now have 11 emails imported into Threads. There's a progress bar which is showing 100% all 11 emails. This is a small email account for testing. total ingested 11, and you can also see the dates are set, the oldest email and the newest email. So this is how you can tell that once you've added an account, we're correctly reading from the account and pulling emails in. So let's add another email account by clicking the plus button over here, and this is another 365 account. So I click the link, and this time I'm going to use this account, enter the password, and we won't stay signed in. Again, I get the message telling me I can close the page, and when I go back to Threads, I see the second account, and this one is also connecting. So let's wait for that one to connect. And having waited a few minutes, we can see the second account has connected. You can see the progress bar moving along there, 52%, and the total number of emails will also show up. And then at the top you can see the total imported emails across both accounts. So broadly, that's how you add email accounts to Threads, and it will read emails from the accounts that you add and put them in our own database, and then from that database we will feed them into HubSpot. So let's now look at the mechanism by which we connect to HubSpot. To do this, we go back to our Threads acme2.threads.cloud page, which is linked here at the top, and then in here we'll may need to log in if the login has expired, but I'm still logged in, as you can see, and I can see a bunch of emails here that have been ingested. That's consistent with the number of emails we saw on the other page. Now, to connect to HubSpot, we simply go to the icon top right, which has a D because I set up the account as David, and click on Link to HubSpot, which will take us to this page with ways to log into HubSpot. If you're already logged into HubSpot in your browser, then you might not see this page. You should go a couple of steps further on. So I'm going to sign into my HubSpot account using this username and the password, like so. And then you'll get to this screen where you can give Threads permission to access your HubSpot by ticking the box and clicking on Connect App. And then Threads is connected. So now it says your HubSpot was successfully connected to Threads, and we're redirected back to the main Threads interface with the emails in it. I'll now go back to the administrator page here, and in here we can see that the total emails in HubSpot is already at 3, so that means that we've matched 3 of the contacts in the emails that we've read with contacts that appear in HubSpot, and then those emails will show up against that those contacts, and this number here will rise as we scan through the emails that we've read and match those up with contacts in HubSpot. So if I go refresh this page, we should see that figure rising. So in that short space of time, you can now see that there are 43 emails that have been synchronized across. And now we'll go into our HubSpot account to see exactly what that looks like in HubSpot and how those emails show up. You can now see my HubSpot account with team activity showing some logged emails. A HubSpot user logged an email to sales@threads.cloud at the top one. So this is showing me recent activity because emails were recently added. If I click on an email, I will be taken to the contact, and in the activities tab, this email is visible. Emails appear as engagements in HubSpot, which you can see in the activity feed of the contact involved. So the contact involved in this email is on the left-hand side. We can see the email text here, and the View on Threads button at the bottom of the email allows us to see the email within the Threads web interface, where we can also view attachments, because attachments are not viewable within HubSpot. So this concludes our Threads video, where we've shown how to sign up for a trial account, how to add email addresses to that trial. So Threads is pulling emails from your accounts and then connecting Threads up to HubSpot, and then being able to see your emails attached to the relevant places within HubSpot. So thanks a lot for watching. Bye.